Darren, welcome to Independent Lichfield's second ever podcast. So thank you for joining us this morning. Tell us all about yourself.
My name's Darren Martin. I live at a farm in Whittington, and the farm is Coton House Farm. I've got 4 children, and my wife has a business from the farm too, and she's a riding school. Not a lot else. Work a lot. Work for myself.
Was it your children texting you just now when your phone was going?
No, it wasn't. Customers.
So tell us a little bit more about the farm then. So what happens at the farm?
Okay, it's a farm. It's been a family farm. It's quite a historic farm dating back from about 1700 to 1710. It's probably one of the first farms in the area. It's primarily done a mix of livestock from sheep to beef. It did do some dairy some years ago, but it still remains. We've still got some beef cattle and we've still got sheep. Probably the main focus that most people see of the farm is that we're also a riding school. Okay. So for 29 years, my wife's been teaching horse riding at the farm, mainly children and young person based. But also we're a centre for the riding for the disabled, where we run the Lichfield, Whittington and Lichfield riding for the disabled group. We're also a pony club centre, which is an official centre, and that's really what a lot of people probably know us about. Other than that, people wouldn't come to a farm at the end of a track. In Whittington, so they generally know us for the horses. We developed the business a few years ago and moved on into starting to host weddings. And really in around 2015, 2014, I'm trying to remember what year it is, 2014, Princess Anne came to visit us, and that's really when the wedding business took off at the farm.
Awesome. So you got 2 main parts, or 3 main parts then? So
3, yes.
Yeah, okay. So so if we start with the first bit then, so your animals.
The animals, yeah.
Who do you provide, where do they go?
Coates' Butchers. So Coates' Butchers, which we have supplied to McDonald's, we have supplied to Morrison's, but predominantly we don't do that now, and we don't do it on the scale that we did before. So the cows will go into Coates' Butchers, which is a local butchers based in Orrewas. They then get obviously it's quite a high quality butchers. The meat will then go into Burton, Tamworth, obviously Orrewas, and then they have got other shops elsewhere that can get distributed to.
Cool. And the second part then is the riding school.
Yes.
So where do people find out about the riding school? Where would they see that?
The riding school is on Facebook, and it's my wife that runs that. And it's Coton House Farm Stables. It's been going a very long time, and
how long has it been going for then?
27 to 20. Now she'll tell me off. It's done 27 or 29
Make sure you get
years.
this right.
Yeah, that she's been doing it. So she started. Some years ago she probably started with 1 pony.
Right. Yeah.
And then as time's gone on, there's a lot of horses. So there's a lot of change there too in the stable side of the business. We don't do livery; it's solely riding school. However, I would say Facebook is your first. There is her web page is cotonhousefarmstables.com. Okay. And it's the same, Coton House Farm Stables, for the Facebook page.
So because you do it for disabled children?
Disabled, yeah, Riding for the Disabled Association, which is a national charity.
Right, yeah.
And then
so how far and wide do people come from that perspective then?
Well, we say it's Whittington and Lichfield, but there's a lot of people from Burntwood, a lot of people from Chasetown, Tamworth, Sutton Coldfield, Burton. It's quite relative as to where they are. We also, one of the schools in Lichfield brings their children to. That's a voluntary side of the business. So we volunteer the assets and the services too. And there are a number of helpers that come and volunteer too for the RDA.
Are they local people?
Yeah, local people.
Great.
Yeah, from all walks of life. Knowledgeable or non-knowledgeable in equine before they started, and then they help out and lead the children around on the horses.
Brilliant. And the third bit of your business then is the bit that caught our eye, because Sam and I are actually getting married very soon. Not to each other.
Yes.
Just put that in there. But getting married individually to different people. So obviously you're now a wedding venue.
Yes.
So that's been, what, 3-4 years you've been doing that?
Initially, I think 1994 was probably the first time we started with marquees. And it's because the local people within the village asking, can we host a wedding? Mm-hmm. I'd say it's been a slow climb. In about 2014-15, at the same time, we got asked could we host more weddings. So we went under a plan where we would open for 1 month a year.
Okay.
And marquee weddings. We never advertised, but we were busy. I think because the location's quite unique.
Yeah.
So we were very, very busy. There's a lot of work that went into that. Then last year we made a conscious decision that we would attempt a planning application to open full time, mainly because we were turning more customers away than we were actually taking. On that note, we converted one of the barns into a purpose-built wedding venue. That opened on the 22nd of June this year, and now it's been relatively busy over the summer and this period now, and continues to grow into. Well, I think we're getting a lot of bookings into 2023.
Really?
So,
wow.
Yeah, it's a fast-growing business for us because we're a small, medium-sized enterprise, but also we actually are improving the assets that are on the ground as well. So there's an additional barn opening for a ceremony barn. There is a bridal groom changing area. So these assets will be open after Christmas, and they're additional services for the guests that come and stay at ours.
So can you see it growing and growing and growing? If you're booking up to 2023, there's the opportunities there, isn't it? I suppose?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, business-wise, it is, but equally, it is getting very busy, and I think because of the uniqueness of the venue. I think the also uniqueness, actually, in one of the points is the independency of it. We are an independent company. It is my wife and I, and it is the girls that help us and run the day have been with us for many, many years, and a lot of the girls that help us have been with us since children. So they may have started riding at 7 or 8 years of age, and they now work full time with us in a wedding venue. So actually, a lot of the staff that are with us and help us enormously have been with us for a very long time, even though they're quite young people.
Thanks for telling us about your business.
That's fine.
It'd be good to get a bit of an insight now into what your experiences have been, or your and your wife's experiences of being self-employed for a number of years. So, what would you say the best things are about running your own business?
The best things. The excitement and the drive that you can put into a project. Whereas if you work for someone else, and I have worked for someone else for a long time, you can't put that drive in. Or you can put drive in, but ultimately you don't get to make the decision. And sometimes those decisions are pulled away from you. Whereas if you work for yourself, you're ultimately responsible. There are outside factors that can bear on you, that can pull you in different directions. But ultimately, you're the one that can have the drive for your own destiny. So I think that's the most important bit. Is it easy? No, it's not.
So let's talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah.
So what would you say the most challenging elements are of being self-employed?
For being self-employed is be prepared that you will work 7 days a week. I think if you work for someone else, a lot of companies will, and you will as an employer, look after the people that help you to have a work-life balance. But probably you as the one that runs it are the one that won't get that work-life balance right. You will work a lot, 7 days a week, and actually, out of everybody that works for you, you're probably the one person that's not going to get paid.
That's a nugget.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're putting everyone off right now. So, anything else? Any other challenges?
Any other challenges? I think there's challenges every day. Be prepared to be on the phone a lot. Be prepared to put the time in. It is rewarding when you see success coming through. It can also be frustrating, but I would say that successes outweigh that. You have to be in for the long haul. You have to have a business plan. I would make, if you went into it without preparing yourself and doing your homework, you'd be naive. You probably need to do a lot of homework. And if, generally speaking, what you're going into, or whatever you're going into, service or business, you can always guarantee someone else has done it before. Network, find out about it, pick the brains and do your homework. Pick the bits you like, pick the bits you don't like, listen to people, pick their brains. Some bits you won't want to listen to, some bits you need to listen to. Generally someone else has been doing something similar to you, and therefore they will help you with the pros and cons of what you're doing. I'd say join, if you're in Lichfield, Staffordshire and Stoke-on-Trent Business Hub, join those. There's Chamber of Commerce, there's a Lichfield Chamber of Commerce, there's Lichfield and Tamworth Chamber of Commerce, North Birmingham Chamber of Commerce. These are all people who have been in business a long time. Some of them may only have been in business as short as you have, but they will help you. If they can't help you, they know someone who can help you. And getting a good accountant.
All the necessary evils you have to do, yeah. So I was going to ask you, for anyone watching or listening that wanted to maybe start their own business, what would your advice be? But you've just given us a list of about 20 things. Anything else that you think someone that's watching you or listening to you right now would want to know, or your years of experience that could help them?
One of the most invaluable things is go with what you believe in. So decide whatever your product or whatever your service is, and I think it's important to know that what do you stand for? How do you want it delivered? What's your brand? You can spend money on branding, and you may think that's just intellectual property that is of no value to you, but actually it's of huge value to you. I would say probably find a good local marketing company that understands what you're doing and get a branding done. Brand yourself so you know, because actually you have it in your head, but it's not on paper. A good branding marketing company will put it on paper and you know where you are then. And I think that is a good starting point, because it not only gives your brand, but it helps you with your morals will be within that brand. So if you're an honest, transparent business, if you want to help people as much, that will be in your branding. And it helps you to remain, and then everybody that's going to work with you, for you, will also understand what is in that brand and what you're about. I think that's very important, and particularly as an independent.
So you just talked a little bit around brand, and obviously you've got sort of on the one premises 3 different businesses going on at once. What have you done around brand over the years, and all marketing of your business?
What have I done about branding? Initially, if somebody had told me what I've just said to you about branding, I probably would have been sceptical. I decided that the wedding venue, so we've never done any around the equine. We only probably in the last so many years have been on social media. And someone might, I'm 45, social media didn't exist before. It's something new. A lot of people have grown up in it, with it. You really do have to use it. The branding side of things has been invaluable for the wedding side, because I have to convey a message to my customer. and that customer is actually going to be a guest at our home and our site, and we want them to see our brand. That brand's going to feel throughout the building, throughout the whole venue, and that's something that they're buying into. It's something we buy into because that's really important to us. If you'd have said it years ago, I would not have understood the importance of it. We spent a lot of money on it. You don't need to spend as much money as we have, but we had a lot to achieve, and unfortunately we needed to display in some form of format, without it being 100 words, what we're about. And that's exactly what the branding did. It tells people what we're about without putting a 20-page essay. And hopefully that conveys that. So it's very important within the wedding. And also, you know, for us within that was, we are competing against huge corporates who have got endless pots of money. So we needed to stand out or stand with them. I don't think they're competitors. I think they're just alternatives for customers to go to. I don't think we have any competitors. I think they genuinely are just alternatives, and that's healthy. But we needed to stand alongside them, otherwise we would have been drowned.
Yeah. So you said you're on social media.
Yeah.
So where can people listening or watching find out about you?
Facebook, Coton House Farm wedding venue. We've obviously got our own webpage, which is cotonhousefarm.com. We also have Instagram, and it's again Coton House Farm wedding venue.
That's where we found you?
Yeah. We're on Twitter and various other things as well. But primarily, your main focus points for a business like us is Facebook and Instagram. Generally, a younger market are on Instagram. An older market, I hate to using the term market. I would use audience. I would change that to audience. It is much healthier. But Instagram is a younger audience, and Facebook is not older, but for up to 40, 45, tend to use it a lot more. So
does that play out then in terms of the customers that get in touch with you?
Very much so.
It does, yeah.
Very much so. Yeah, I think so. Instagram's becoming more prominent in the last, I would probably say in the last 12 months. And that may be since Facebook took over Instagram.
So how often do you use them platforms? How often would you sort of post on them or interact?
When we have something to say or something to post, but equally we would stick to a plan. That at the moment it's not, but we may formulate for example, a 12-month plan, and then we will deliver certain items within that 12-month plan that are going to be relevant and salient to the season or to the matter that we're trying to address. So
going back to what you said earlier about having a plan, a business plan,
yes.
Very much your social media content is part of that plan.
Yes,
marketing.
very much so. Yeah, very much important part of it.
Who does that for you? Who does it post? Does the post day to day? Is it you doing that, or?
I do that. My wife can do it. We've got a wedding coordinator who can do it. So it may flip between the several of us. Generally, I would probably say it's a collective, that someone will have something that will put to us. I might post it, but it may be a collective that we say we're going to put this out today. That will go to somebody. And one of the, so it's not it's not rocket science, but we will just make sure that there's additionally one post. Not only is it informative for new customers, but it's also nice for guests who are actually got weddings who are going to come and stay with us, that they want to be reassured that we're still on them. We're still there.
Yeah.
We're still there. We're still selling that. It's an awful thing to say, selling. But we're still instilling that brand to make them, for them to be reassured that they've come to the right venue because they wanted to come to that venue. You couldn't give a brand out and they buy into that brand and think, this is exactly how I want my wedding, this is exactly how I want my venue to be, and then you start putting out social media content that is in total, it's it's not even reflecting the image that they want for their wedding day.
Yeah.
So everything has got to be along those lines. So that's why we put it out.
And just as an aside, how long ago did you sort of learn about how to use social media yourself?
Still learning.
Still learning. How have you found the process then, going from not having a clue whenever that was?
For never using a device at all. How have I found it? It's not natural to me. It's not, it's not second nature to me. But it's something that I needed to do.
How did you learn that?
I think I've just played with it.
Yeah. Tried.
Yeah.
Learned from your
just
mistakes.
Trial and error.
Tried again. Yeah.
Yeah. It's as simple as that. But unless you've got an endless pot of money to employ people to do that full time for you, then you've got to. You've got to learn all these tricks. Unfortunately, if you want to run a business, you need to learn all these things. And if you want to do it, you've got to learn how to do it. And you shouldn't overlook it, and don't overlook social media. What are we? You'll find that we are an independent company that locally sources, that uses green values, so we're fully recyclable, we use 100% renewable energy, we are still family run, it's in a beautiful location, and it's very unique that we probably provide, I think, a really lovely personal touch.